Today we're talking about Magic Find and how it works. So let's start by answering the basic question. What exactly is Magic Find in Diablo 2? So Magic Find is a magical property found on all kinds of armor, weapons, charms, jewels, and gems. It improves the chances of finding magic, rare, set, and unique quality gear. But as a side note, this doesn't apply to getting better rune drops since they are in a separate what's called treasure class. So if you're looking to farm somewhere like the lower Kuras chest, the super chests, Countess, or Arcane Sanctuary, you can focus solely on clear speed and not have to worry at all about plus magic find on items. So what exactly does that plus MF value do? So basically, Magic Find makes more of the item that drops be magical or better, so rare, set, or unique. So if you have 100% Magic Find, if an item drop normally had a 10% chance to be magical, it now has a 20% chance to basically be, how I like to look at it, as upgraded from the base class, the base item, to the magical, rare, set variant. You won't get more items dropping, but the ones that do drop will be better. So, and also more players in the game equals more items dropped. So you want to try and combine Magic Find with bigger games. If you're playing on ladder, or if you're doing like just general online. So this is why you see a lot of games created like bail runs or magic finding with friends or something like that. But if you're doing single player, you can simply utilize the players X command to do like players 7, players 8 to increase this item drop for basically just getting more items on the ground and then having a better chance that they would be upgraded. So when is Magic Find applied in kind of all of this, killing a monster and looting and all that sort of stuff? So Magic Find on the character getting the kill at the instant the monster dies is when the Magic Find value will be checked and applied. So this means you can fire an arrow, cast a spell, or do something ranged, and then you can switch to a bigger weapon that has, or bigger Magic Find weapon or shield combination to get more Magic Find bonus from it. A great example of this would be an assassin or sorceress can cast trap spells or just general spells with plus skills weapons to deal more damage, like if you're doing like a blizzard source or something like that, and then quickly switch to a secondary weapon and shield with much higher Magic Find, either through gems or just different rune words, and get the bigger Magic Find when the monster actually dies. This even works with, like I said before, arrows, so you can fire something like a guided arrow and then switch weapons to a sword shield combo. The list goes on for different examples of how you can utilize this. So once the game determines what type of item will be dropped, which determining what type of item will be dropped, Magic Find has no effect on this. This is essentially a giant table that I will show on the screen and walk you through an example in just a second. It'll basically be a giant table of these are all the possible items that can drop, and then it's just RNG, a random roll to select, oh, this is this type of item. That Magic Find does not affect, but once the item is decided, that is when Magic Find is going to be checked to see if you get, if you have a base item, if it will be upgraded to a set, rare, unique variant, so on and so forth. So while trying to farm gear, this is just kind of as a side note, super uniques, bosses, and act bosses always drop at least magical items and have much better odds of dropping high quality items than normal monsters. So Magic Find here will make a big difference. That's why if you've seen any of the videos that I've posted, which I have, farming Andariel or doing Mephisto or doing the Travancore, killing the High Council, you're already playing into the fact that you have a heightened ability to get magical items. So you're basically taking one step out of your Magic Find equation. This is an example that you'll see on screen here. So if a monster has a chance to drop, and this is purely made up data, and I'm just assuming that a monster can only drop 3 items in its drop table. So if a monster has a chance to drop a diadem, a shako, and either a jaw or burr rune, the item selection will look something like this. So again, this table is completely fake data, but it'll have a 33% chance to pick a diadem, a 33% chance to pick a shako, and a 33% chance to pick a rune. Once, let's say, for example, the random roll occurs and it picks a shako, then at this point, this is where the Magic Find will be applied. So then you can have a chance to roll it up to either be a unique, set, rare, or magical, and then if the unique option is rolled, your Magic Find has helped you a little bit. That is where you have a shot at farming the famous Harlequin Crest shako. Same thing would go with the diadem for getting like a Griffin's Eye. I wanted to put the rune drop in this example because if the rune item was selected, for example, so if it did a random roll, it didn't pick the diadem or the shako, but the rune was selected, then that has a sub-table where it would be either 50% chance burr or 50% chance jaw. That is why, as I said earlier in the beginning of the video, Magic Find does not affect rune drops. So this goes into the very important question I think a lot of people ask as they're trying to get into the game and trying to farm. How much magic find do you need? So there's really no answer to this, but the more you have will be the better. So noticeably, results start at around 80 to 100% magic find. You're just going to start noticing that you'll be getting more unique items, and things will start to roll a little better. And then you'll really start at like 200 or 300. That's personally where I like to be. By 500, virtually everything that drops will be magical. There are diminishing returns with drops with magic find, which there's a lot of great resources out there. I'll pin down below of basically some of the math behind it. So it's not especially useful getting higher than like 350, 400 in terms of just finding more uniques and sets, but the higher the better. For normal play, I would say. But personally, I like to stay around 200 to 300 to really, really maximize the magic find. In general, though, the main issue to consider with all of this stuff is your killing speed. So if you had, let's say, the max magic find, if you had like 1,000% to plus magic find, but it took you 2 hours, in a huge, crazy example, 2 hours to kill a monster versus having 300 magic find, but you could kill that same monster in 1 minute, odds are, just the way that probability and statistics works, in the long run, the lower magic find with higher clear speed would yield better results. And there is no magic find cap, but like I said, there are diminishing returns, but players should aim to hit, like I said, just in summary, 100 magic find to get some noticeable difference, and then really starting to ramp it up again. Personally, I like to do between 200 and 300% magic find. So I hope this helps kind of break down magic find. I like to think about it. I think this is a mechanic that is not really fully understood. I think for a long time myself, I thought that it was like, oh, if you've better magic find, that means all the normal drops will happen, and then in addition to the normal drops, you'll have a better chance of finding something else. It'll basically re-roll. But like I said, that is not the case. It basically will not affect the number of items. It'll just increase the value of, or the rarity of, the items that have been selected. So if you're liking videos like this, a subscribe will go a really long way on my channel. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that's been watching and supporting and leaving comments and liking. It's been really cool to talk about a game that I love dearly for literally decades at this point. So I want to hear from you down below. Leave a comment. What else do you think? Do you think this is useful? Really, I just want to hear from you. A like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next one.